In terms of the rushing attack, you got Rontavious Form, who leads the way for the Bobcats. 275 yards on the year, second in the Sun Conference. 5.1 yards per carry. Actually ranks 12th among all eligible players in the Sun Conference. Going to throw it over the middle. Caught by number 10. He has the room, and he is taking off to the house. Touchdown, St. Thomas.
Touchdown, Bobcats.
Gino Lubin, the Hialeah, Florida sophomore, puts the first touchdown on the board off the touchdown throw from St. Thomas, courtesy of Keely Watson. Throw over the middle. And Lubin just took care of the rest. Blazing through the St. Thomas the FMU secondary. Kick is good. So the Bobcats get on top 7-0. I was going to talk about the rushing attack. We mentioned before Rontavious Form. But in terms of the receiving attack, I mean, St. Thomas, they are the best passing team in the Sun Conference. Every statistical category in terms of passing and receiving, they rank either first or second. It's actually David Hayes, the leading receiver for St. Thomas. We haven't seen him as he did not catch that touchdown. Hayes, we'll probably see him later on in the game. Keely Watson, a 60-yard pass to Gino Lubin for the touchdown. And Zachary Alvarez with the extra point puts the Bobcats on top 7-0 over FMU. And moves like that show why they are the number 8 team in the conference, as rain is starting to come down here on Betty T. Ferguson Stadium. So they'll kick it off. FMU with the ball. Going to be stopped. Looks like at around the 20-yard line, as the rain has really picked up here at Betty T. Ferguson Stadium, and just in time for the Lions offense to come onto the field. Rain has been plaguing FMU at home for the last 2 games. Of course, you got the Sunshine Showdown that was cut after halftime between FMU and Clark Atlanta, which ended in a 28-28 tie between both teams. FMU and Clark Atlanta marching down the field in both occasions, and rain has returned. Of course, we got Hurricane Helen that has been really plaguing the southeast region of the United States. South Florida didn't really get hit by it, mostly by gusts of winds. So let's see what they have here. FMU now onto the field, and they're going to run it. You got Walter Wilbon looking for room. Going to be second down for FMU. Gain of, it looks to be about 4 yards. We'll see where they place it. Gain of 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6. FMU nearly loses the ball there. That's going to lose them some yards. It's going to be 3rd down for the Lions, but that's a loss of 5 yards. 3rd and 11 for FMU. We mentioned it before, but actually we didn't mention it before, but Florida Memorial, their starting quarterback, Saquon Smith, was injured in the game against Cumberland. He is out for this game, so David Buggs taking over as the starting quarterback for the time being for FMU. You still got Walter Wilbon on the backfield, 407 yards on the year, first in the Sun Conference. And we're going to use a lot of Sun Conference stats today because this is the conference opener. Buggs looking, trying to go up the middle, trying to find something, but he's brought down. St. Thomas with the sack. And that's going to bring out the punting unit for Florida Memorial. He was sacked for a loss of 3 yards at the 19-yard line for FMU, and the punting unit is going to come out. So St. Thomas stops Florida Memorial on their first drive after they're able to score just 2 plays into their first. It'll remain 7-0 with this punt. It'll be Oliver Robbins for Florida Memorial to punt it away. Robbins, number 29, freshman for FMU. Out of Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Previously went to Dwyer before coming over to Florida Memorial, Dwyer High School to be specific. So the FMU defense, after allowing 7 points at just 2 plays, they're going to need to get their foot going if they want to catch to the St. Thomas unit. And the defense has struggled for Florida Memorial this season. Defense for FMU averaging 39 points per game. Allowed 5th in the Sun Conference. They have allowed 183 yards on average, 5th in the Sun Conference, but the passing game actually hasn't been too bad. 168 yards allowed per game, ranked 2nd among all Sun Conference teams. Let's say they can do the same here. As St. Thomas drops the ball, it's going to be a loss of at least 2 yards for the Bobcats. It'll be second. It should be 2nd and 12 for the Bobcats. They have yet to move the sticks back, and they are keeping it at 2nd and 10. So they're going to go for it again to number 33 for the Bobcats. He's again going to go to the left side and nearly pick up the first down for St. Thomas. Number 33 for the Bobcats. We mentioned him earlier, Rontavious Farmer, All-American running back for the Bobcats. He's going to be 3rd and short for St. Thomas. Farmer, over 200 yards on the season, 275 to be exact. 2nd among all Sun Conference running backs, only trailing Walter Wilbon. They're going to give it to him again. He's going to pick up the first down and more. Farmer easily gets the first down, and he adds some extra change on top of that as the Bobcats enter Lions territory. Rontavious Farmer leads many categories for St. Thomas. Like we mentioned, the yards, 5.1 yards per carry, 12th among all running backs in the Sun Conference. But his average of 137.5 yards per game leads all Sun Conference players, as good pass breakup by Marcel Blocker makes it 2nd down for St. Thomas. And speaking of Marcel Blocker, he actually just registered his 5th pass block of the season coming into this game. Marcel Blocker, 4 passes defended on the year, ranked 2nd among us all Sun Conference players. It's 2nd and 10 for the Bobcats as they have entered Lions territory on the 35-yard line. They blow the whistle. It's going to stop the clock as they handed it off to Farmer. So a penalty on the offense for the Bobcats. 5-yard penalty, make it 2nd and 15. We mentioned FMU's run defense, 5th in the Sun Conference, just allowing over 183 yards on the ground per game. So they're going to go for the passing attack. They're going to throw it deep to number 2, and he dropped it. Coverage by number 7 and number 2 for FMU. That is Antoine Davis and Darius Conley with the coverage on number 2 for St. Thomas. Kalitri Zhao, 3rd and 15 for St. Thomas. The passing defense for FMU coming on strong, like we mentioned earlier, 2nd in the Sun Conference, just allowing over 168 yards. It's 3rd down for St. Thomas. 3rd and 15. You still got Farmer in the backfield, still in at quarterback. You got Keely Watson. They're going to call a timeout with 10:32 to go here in the first quarter. So let's talk a little bit about while we're in this timeout, let's talk a little bit about the 3rd down conversion for St. Thomas on the offensive side. So before we go to that, we'll take a quick commercial break. You're watching HBCU Plus and the Sun Digital Network.
to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and get access to over 1,300 airport lounges. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
That way.
We're close. Let's go.
With Nissan, fun has no limits.
November is American Diabetes Month, but we're not here to celebrate it. Not when diabetes is gripping us and hurting us. At the American Diabetes Association, we're here to make a stand. Join us, add your passion, lift up your loved ones and those in need, and move us closer to a cure. Someday, we can celebrate. Until then, we fight.
Welcome back, folks, to HBCU Plus and the Sun Digital Network. Here in the Battle of Miami Gardens between Florida Memorial and St. Thomas. St. Thomas went for it on 4th and 10 on FMU's 35-yard line, and the Lions able to get the stop. And here comes the Lions offense now onto the field. St. Thomas, actually the number one team in the Sun Conference when it comes to fourth down conversion, but the Lions able to get the stop. So, like we mentioned before, David Buggs in at quarterback. He's going to hand it off to Wilbon. Wilbon trying to find room, and a flag is thrown. St. Thomas able to stuff the box for Walter Wilbon. So we'll see who the penalty is on. Wait on word. It looks like it's on Florida Memorial. It's the Lions. 10-yard penalty for FMU. Makes it 1st and 20. We didn't get words to exactly what the penalty was. But it's going to be 1st and long for the Lions, who have yet to score. This is their second drive of the game. See what they do this time. Hand it off to Wilbon again. Wilbon going up the middle. Gains 2-3 yards. 4 yards. So 2nd and 16 for the Lions. Walter Wilbon averages 7.7 yards per carry. Ranks 4th among all Sun Conference players. Going to pass it this time. Incomplete. Intended receiver for FMU. Number 81. That's Ivan Thomas. Thomas, a tight end for the Lions. It'll be 3rd and 14 for FMU. Like we mentioned, the St. Thomas defense is near unbreakable. They average 12 points per game allowed, which is the only Sun Conference team to allow less than 30 points. As Buggs is going to throw it up the middle. He has his target. That looks like it's number 8 for Florida Memorial. That would be David Studd still. It's going to be just shy of the first down for FMU. It'll be 3rd down, however, a big game for, now 4th down. David Buggs, the starting quarterback for FMU. And on a 4th and short, Lions are going to go for it. Buggs hand it off to Wilbon. Flag is thrown. Loss of yards for FMU, but there is a flag on the play. We'll see who it's on. So while we find out, we're going to take a quick commercial break. You're watching HBCU Plus and the Sun Digital Network.
your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on a new vehicle.
The walking tree is said to change its entire location in pursuit of sunlight. Where could reinvention take your business? Accenture. Let there be change.
Black culture feeds fashion, but fashion doesn't always feed us. So McDonald's is pairing 5 rising Black designers with 5 fashion insiders. Together, we can change the face of fashion.
Time to call a credit repair company to fix my credit. Hold the phone, man. You can do it yourself with Credit Versio. That's way too hard. Call the credit repair company. Most credit repair companies only work on 1 or 2 accounts at a time, making it slow and expensive. You won't figure that out for months. Ignore him. Credit Versio's brilliant software scans all 3 credit bureaus, finds the accounts that are hurting your score, and guides you through the entire process. Anyone can do it. Let's fast forward and see the results. Wow, I fixed my own credit and saved hundreds. You can do this. Visit creditversio.com.
No charger?
It's a Mac. The battery lasts all day.
See you next week. Prime Big Deal Days is coming October 8th and 9th. With exclusive savings just for Prime members, you'll feel like a big deal. Shop deals on electronics, fashion, and more this Prime Big Deal Days, October 8th and 9th.
The Lions able to get a turnover on the Bobcats. It'll be 1st and 10 for FMU. Second turnover for the Bobcats. First one came on a turnover on downs on a 4th and 10 throw. And then the Lions able to get a turnover here against St. Thomas early on here in this first quarter in the Battle of Miami Gardens. What a way to start this contest for both of these teams. Looks like we got a timeout on the field, so timeout will be called with 7:35 to go in the first quarter, and we'll take another commercial break. We'll come back for the resumption of quarter number 1.
I want to see all my friends at once. I want to see all my friends at once. I want to see all my friends at once. I want to see all my friends at once.
This is it. Our last night sharing a room. Tomorrow, we'll be in our new home.
They told you buying a home would take years, but didn't help you start. Still, you kept trying.
You'll have a yard to play in, a place to dream.
Hope makes it happen. With tailored mortgage solutions, Hope Credit Union makes home ownership happen for thousands of people, regardless of income or credit. Brighter futures begin with hope.
Next week, our women's soccer team will host St. Thomas University at the Orange Bowl Field for a rivalry matchup on October 5th at 7 p.m. Come out and support your Lions soccer teams.
Welcome back, folks, to HBCU Plus and the Sun Digital Network here in the Battle of Miami Gardens. FMU's home turf at Betty T. Ferguson Stadium. Lions with a big turnover on the defensive side of the ball to get the offense back on the field. They trail by 7. St. Thomas able to score on their first 2 plays in this quarter. Quarter number 1 with 7:35 to go and counting. So let's give a little bit of information about FMU's offense in total. The Lions offense averages 31.3 points per game, 4th in the Sun Conference. Their main bread and butter has been the running game, averaging 197.7 yards a game, 3rd in the Sun Conference. But believe it or not, but don't sleep on the passing attack for FMU. 231.3 yards in the air on average per game. Ranked 2nd in the Sun Conference. You know, Florida Memorial, not really known as a passing team. But you look at the numbers here again. I know it's only 3 games in the season, but again, we're going to use a lot of Sun Conference stats today because this is a conference opener. This is when it really starts to matter for Florida Memorial and as well as St. Thomas. They're going to need that taking on this Bobcats defense, which has been near impenetrable for their season to begin. The Bobcats average 12 points allowed per game, ranks 1st in the Sun Conference. They are actually the only conference team to allow less than 30 points per game on average on defense this year. The rushing attack, 86 yards per game allowed, ranks 1st in the Sun Conference. And especially, they're going to need that run defense to come into play when you're facing a guy like Walter Wilbon, but also the rest of them. Georgia Young getting back from injury. You got Marcus Barthel, of course, who has over 100 yards in the season opener of the Big Cat Classic. So many weapons on the ground for Florida Memorial. This defense for St. Thomas is really going to be tested today in this conference opener. The passing attack, allowing 177.5 yards a game, ranks 3rd in the Sun Conference. And we mentioned FMU. Their passing attack, 231 per game. That passing attack is really going to have to come key for St. Thomas. St. Thomas has only allowed 24 total points this season, coming off a 33-14 win over number 8 St. Xavier in Chicago, formerly number 8, now number 11. Both wins against top 25 teams for the Bobcats, including a 56-10 win over Louisiana Christian in the season opener. So the Lions finally get back onto the field. David Buggs in at quarterback. You got Walter Wilbon in the backfield for FMU. Buggs coming in for the injured Saquon Smith. Here we go. Hand off to Wilbon. Wilbon looking for a lane, breaking through tackles, stops at the 40-yard line. 2nd down for FMU, should be 2nd and 1 for the Lions. Again, the rushing attack for FMU has been stellar. We mentioned before, Walter Wilbon averages 7.7 yards per game. It'll be 2nd and 2 for Florida Memorial. Got a whistle blown, and we're going to get back going. 2nd and 2 for FMU. Flag immediately thrown. The whistle blown. Walt seems confused as to what's going on. And it's going to be on the offense. They'll replay the 2nd down. Now, correction, it's actually going to bring up 3rd down for FMU. Loss of 5 yards for the... No, they are going to bring it 2nd. So the 6 keeps it at 2nd for now. So we are at 2nd and 7 for FMU. Finally, we get it going. Hand off to Wilbon again. Wilbon going up the middle. Gains 1 yard of much. 3rd down for the Lions. Should bring up 3rd. Now they're going to give him an extra yard. So 3rd and 5 for FMU. Run defense doing a solid job for St. Thomas early on. Going to throw it to Wilbon. Wilbon's going to go off to the side. Good work by the St. Thomas defense to push him out of bounds. FMU is going to be shy of the first. Gains nothing off horizontal throw to Walter Wilbon, and then the punting unit will come out. So the Lions unable to take advantage of that turnover on the defense. The keys for FMU to win this game, you have to score early and build a lead, but already that's kind of gone out the window with St. Thomas holding the 7-0 advantage. Got to contain big plays. And you got to contain third down conversions, which so far FMU has done a really good job of doing that. Touchback for St. Thomas. Another key is going to be, mitigate the interceptions from David Buggs, which so far, I know we're only about 5 minutes into this quarter, but David Buggs, you don't know, against the game in Cumberland, he had 1 touchdown to 3 interceptions, all 3 coming in the first half. Through no interceptions in the second. So they're going to redo the punt. There you see the FMU crowd, along with the FMU cheer team. Again, they're going to redo this. All right, here's the punt again. Caught by number 5 for St. Thomas. Breaks 1 tackle, goes through another, finally brought down. Tackle by number 17 for FMU. That's Kadaria Harris. And the FMU defense will now come onto the field. Marcelino Vega, Hollywood, Florida native, caught the ball for St. Thomas. Brings out the Bobcats offense to the field once again. Well, the keys for St. Thomas are honestly fairly simple. Show why they're a top 10 team in the nation. I mean, of course, you beat 2 top 25 teams. It speaks for itself, but there's also a lot more to that. We mentioned him earlier, David Hayes. Let him loose. Give him the rock. He's the only conference player to average over 100 yards per game, and it's not even close between him and second. Over 140 yards on average per game this season. I know it's only 2 games, but in a conference which is where offenses rely on the run so heavily, to have a passing weapon like Hayes for St. Thomas, it is a game changer. Sets them apart from the rest of the teams. And on top of that, take advantage of mistakes when they come. If the Lions make a mistake, that defense, they got to pounce on it, and they got to pounce on it quick. Although it's been FMU who's actually been doing that so far. Ja'Kai Linwood in for FMU. He steps back. They're going to run it. Linwood part of the tackle on Farmer. Second down for FMU. One of the other keys to win for St. Thomas, force FMU and David Buggs to use his arm. Again, Buggs with those 3 interceptions against Cumberland as the rain once again has returned to the field. But yeah, force Buggs to use his arm and contain Walter Wilbon. Those are the keys to win for St. Thomas. So they go with another run here, and they're able to move the chains for a first down for the Bobcats. They're going to hand it off to Farmer again. He's going to go off to the left, looking for a lane. He's got one, and he's going to go off to the St. Thomas sidelines. We'll see if that is enough for the first down. They're going to rule it as second down. Second and 4 for St. Thomas. Gain of 6 on that play. Hand it off again. This time number 7 is going to go for the keeper, but a good stop by the FMU defense. Part of that tackling duo, you got number 3, Amari Taylor, with the stop. Sound like number 2 for FMU as well. Is going to bring up third down. Gain of nothing, so 3rd and 4 for St. Thomas. And off to Farmer. Farmer breaking through tackles. First down, St. Thomas. The rain coming down here on Betty T. Ferguson Stadium. And that's going to force these teams to run the ball more because it's a lot more of a challenge. And I'd say it's even more of a challenge than just normal rainfall because then you can kind of strategize with that. But with the rain coming in and out, you never know if it's going to be raining, if it's going to be sunny. It really presents even more of a challenge because the conditions are always changing. I mean, the rain has already returned a few times. It has gone away a few times. It really leaves an unpredictable condition for both the offense and the defense. So 2nd and 9 for St. Thomas. Are only able to gain 1 yard. Throw it up the middle. Caught by number 17 for the Bobcats. Brought down at the 48-yard line. Should be 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5 for St. Thomas. Like we mentioned, caught by number 17 for the Bobcats. Either Robbie Henry or Jalen Thomas with the catch. Watson fires deep for number 2, caught, and no one around him. Touchdown Bobcats. Kalitri Zhao with the touchdown catch as the rain continues to come down and the Bobcats extend their lead over Florida Memorial. Great protection for Keely Watson. Plenty of room. And then Kalitri Zhao, great job to break through the FMU secondary. He was clear. I mean, you saw for Florida Memorial, Terry Smith, he tried to get him on the back end, but by that time it was too late. Zhao already found his way into the end zone and makes it 0-13 for the Bobcats. Now makes it 14-0. Extra point is good. A 52-yard throw. With 1:22 to go in the first quarter, and the rain continuing to come down here on Betty T. Ferguson Stadium. So we'll take a quick commercial break. You're watching HBCU Plus and the Sun Digital Network.
This is it. Our last night sharing a room. Tomorrow we'll be in our new home.
They told you buying a home would take years, but didn't help you start. Still, you kept trying.
You'll have a yard to play in, a place to dream.
Hope makes it happen. With tailored mortgage solutions, Hope Credit Union makes homeownership happen for thousands of people, regardless of income or credit. Brighter futures begin with hope.
It may be raining hard at Betty T. Ferguson Stadium, but we still go strong here for the Battle of Miami Gardens. St. Thomas on top, 14-zip. And we mentioned the passing attack for St. Thomas gives them that advantage over FMU in terms of having those weapons in the air. But I thought it'd be more from David Haynes. Again, he was going to be one of my players. He was one of my players to watch for the Bobcats. And already 2 touchdown receptions for St. Thomas, none of them from Hayes. So St. Thomas kind of giving some of the other players some love here in terms of the wide receiver room. It's not just Hayes. Again, you got Zhao who got a touchdown catch for St. Thomas just a few moments ago. And of course, you got Gino Lubin as well. 2 touchdowns, both in the air, none from we mentioned before. So the Lions down by 14. And it looks like a new quarterback is in for FMU. That looks like that Jordan Grant. So you're going to throw it incomplete. 2nd and 10 for FMU. St. Thomas bringing the pressure on the Lions' backfield. No, that says 18, so that is David Buggs. All right, so yeah, David Buggs still in that quarterback. 2nd and 10 for FMU, down by 14 against the number 8 team in the nation as the rain continues to pour down. Going to go for it again. Buggs throwing it, has a receiver. Looks like Christian Ederson with the catch, and indeed it is. Going to be 3rd down for FMU. Gain looks like of about 5 yards and then 6 yards. So 3rd and 4 for FMU. Give a little shout out to Christian Ederson. Ederson averages 25.6 yards per catch. 3rd among all Sun Conference receivers. He wears number 41. Of course, a track star as well, dual athlete. Flag on the play. See who this is on. It looks like it's on the offense. Offensive penalties have been plaguing FMU in this first quarter. It's turned 3rd and manageable to 3rd and long, so it'll be a 3rd and 9 for FMU. A 5-yard penalty. Third and 9. No one in the backfield. You know they're going to pass it. Buggs. Pressure. Throwing it deep. Nearly intercepted. The intended receiver was Jalen Hawley, but no good. Incomplete. 4th. There should be a flag on the field. Looks like there's a flag on the field, and yeah, there is, just in the backfield. And it's on the defense. So a penalty on the defense in the backfield, and that moves the chains for the Lions and picks up the 1st down. A big break for FMU. That is exactly what the Lions needed. And a huge penalty. Brings them from brings them into Bobcat territory. Lions down by 14 on the Bobcats, have yet to score. They toss it off to Wilbon. Wilbon finding room up the middle. Is that enough for the 1st down? That's going to be close. 2nd down for Florida Memorial, but 2nd and manageable. 2nd and 2, actually, gain of 8 yards, and Wilbon wasting no time going through. He's going to bully his way into the 1st down. That's not Walter Wilbon. That is number 5, Marcus Barthel. FMU moves the chains for the 1st down. So we'll take a quick commercial break. Timeout call. You're watching HBCU Plus and the Sun Digital Network. One quarter down, ready for quarter number 2 in the Battle of Miami Gardens. Rain continuing to persist here at Betty T. Ferguson Stadium. Bugs, plenty of time to throw. Nearly intercepted, intended to number 8. That is David Studd, still incomplete for FMU. And Bugs, he escaped a near interception, 2nd and 10 Lions. Welcome back, folks, to HBCU Plus and the Sun Digital Network. Here for the Battle of Miami Gardens between Florida Memorial and St. Thomas. St. Thomas on top 14-0 over FMU, trying to win their 4th straight Battle of Miami Gardens. St. Thomas undefeated against FMU 3-0 since the revival of the football program for the Lions. No one in the backfield. It is just David Bugs. Oh, you got Marcus Barthel. Now, going off to the side. Penalty on FMU. It's going to move them back 5 yards. 2nd and 15 for the Lion. So we're hearing it's 1st and 15. They're going to throw to Marcus Barthel. Barthel unable to catch it. St. Thomas got the ball, but I believe that's going to be an incomplete pass. So we're hearing it's 2nd and 15 for FMU, even though something's going on with the guy controlling the sticks, but we're hearing up from the tower that it is 2nd and 15. Bugs throwing it deep, intercepted! St. Thomas with the interception and plenty of room to go. He's going to take it all the way for a touchdown. Kendall Wilson, the second, picks off David Bugs for 6 and extends the lead for St. Thomas. Talked about it earlier in the keys to win for St. Thomas. What do they need to do? Take advantage of mistakes if they come, and they did just that. A huge interception. And they took it all the way to the house. A promising drive for FMU goes completely down the drain. And the Bobcats now up 20-0 over FMU. This is starting to look like senior day from last year for the Lions. You don't know? Senior day last year for FMU. Kaiser came to town and played the role of spoiler, putting over 56 points. Lions didn't score until the 4th quarter. And a win which would have put FMU tied for the Sun Conference Championship, relegated to 3rd in the Sun Conference standings. Kick is good, and now the Bobcats on top 21-0 as the rain continues to persist here at Betty T. Ferguson Stadium. St. Thomas on top 21-0 over Florida Memorial after a huge interception from Kendall Wilson II. Wow. I can't believe what I just saw. Some of you might be thinking, how are they still on the field even though it's raining this bad? I mean, until they say there's lightning on the field, they're going to keep playing. And as the rain continues to go down, it's going to get even harder and harder for these teams because the conditions continue to get worse and worse. David Bugs with an interception, which Kendall Wilson returned for 63 yards. Every touchdown for St. Thomas, whether it's on the offense or now the defense, has gone for over 50 yards to the house. Imagine that. I was going to say, one of my keys to win for FMU was relegate the big plays. So far, they have done the opposite. Although all of them coming from the air, I thought St. Thomas would go a little more in the ground game, especially with the rain, but they're going with the pass. Hey, so far so good. It's working for St. Thomas. Quarter number 2, 14:33 to go. The Lions, they got a lot of ground to make up early in this game. Trailing by 3 scores, 3 touchdowns. Well, if there's any consolation that the Lions get the ball back immediately so they can try to chip into that lead. Lions are going to look to return. Look like Marcus Barthel looking for something. He's brought down as he was about to get away at the 25-yard line. So the Lions got a lot of work to do if they want to march down this field. I mean, the key was going to be, can the Lions utilize the run game to break through this defense? But so far, when the rain has gotten worse, they've actually relied more on the pass. I'm not sure what's going on. I mean, Walter Wilbon, he's in the game. I mean, you saw Marcus Barthel make some moves, but that was going to be the key one for St. Thomas as well. Take away the run game and force David Buggs to use his arm to win this game. And so far, St. Thomas is doing just that. They have shut down Walter Wilbon for now, and they're forcing Buggs to say, you want to win this? You got to go for it in the air. Wilbon breaking tackles, still looking. It'll be second down for FMU. Gain of 5 yards, it looks like. 2nd and 5. Good gain. They're going to hand off to Wilbon again. He's going to go off to the side. Looking. That should be enough for the first down for FMU. Once again, looks like that's Wilbon with the carry, and it is. So the Lions able to move the chains. And I can sense the urgency picking up for FMU. Down 21-0. They can't waste any time. They got to get some points on the board. Wilbon going up the middle. Gain. Looks like another 5-yard gain for number 9. It's going to be 2nd and 5 for FMU. No, they're going to mark him with only... No. So a 4-yard gain. Hand it off again. This time it's to Marcus Barthel. Barthel spin. It's a couple yards on the play. 3rd and short for FMU coming up. 3rd and 1, it looks like, for the Lions. That's what I'll talk about. The Lions, they're dominated by the run. Use the run, and they're able to pick up yards. Hand off. Wilbon stopped with no room to go. Fourth down, a loss of 2 for the Lions. Securing injury timeout for the offense. So we'll take a quick commercial break. You're watching HBCU Plus and the Sun Digital Network. It's the Battle of Miami Gardens.
Urban Edge Network is the premier media platform bringing the rich culture of historically black colleges and universities into the mainstream.
Let's go! The head of the pack, back on top.
HBCU Plus is the #1 streaming platform for HBCUs with over 200 live games and is available on over 300 million devices. Urban Edge Network has invested over $6 million in HBCU infrastructure improvements with additional monetization opportunities slated for 2024. UEN is charting new territory by representing the first ever HBCU gymnastics program. and broadcasting exclusive live streaming of HBCU women's sports.
Everyone in on the action now, and a beautiful finish.
UEN's diversified portfolio helps brands connect authentically with diverse audiences across the HBCU landscape and build lifelong relationships with millions of viewers loyal to the HBCU culture.
Sun is starting to pick up a little bit here at Betty T. Ferguson Stadium. Not much. We still got rain persisting. St. Thomas with a big play on special teams to return the ball. Sets up nicely this drive for the Bobcats, who are on top 21-0 over FMU with just a little over 12 minutes to go in the first half. Here in the Battle of Miami Gardens. Hand off to Farmer. Farmer looking. Finds the lane. He breaks through the tackles. Farmer takes it for 6. And immediately we got a flag thrown. See exactly who that's for, but Farmer able to bring it. Sounds like it's going to be against the offense, and this might come back. Looks like a penalty on the offense. It's going to bring back the touchdown for Farmer. It was a great run by Farmer, regardless, able to work his way off to the right side and take it for 6. It would have been for 6 if it wasn't a flag thrown at the end against St. Thomas. That's a big break for Florida Memorial, as they need to get a stop, and they need to get a stop fast. This defense, which has struggled this season, blew out Edward Waters in the Big Cat Classic, but allowed them to come back in the third and fourth quarter. And then against Clark Atlanta, couldn't stop a single drive in the final stages of the first half on Clark Atlanta. And of course, allowing 47 points against Cumberland. And so far, they've allowed 21 points against St. Thomas here in just this first half alone. And we still got over 12 minutes to go. So let's talk about some of the leaders in terms of the passing game for St. Thomas. Like we mentioned, David Hayes, 281 yards on the year, second in the Sun Conference. 17 catches, first in the Sun Conference. 3 touchdowns in the air, second among all Sun Conference players. Averages 140.5 yards per game. Then Jalen Thomas averages 17.7 yards per catch. So here we go. You got Farmer once again in the backfield. Farmer, he's going to go off to the right side again. A different story this time. Second down for St. Thomas. Lions able to get the stop. Only a gain of 5 yards. Yeah, 5-yard game. 2nd and 5 for the Bobcats. So got Rontavious Farmer, All-American running back for the Bobcats. Still in the backfield. Wilson hands it off to him again. Is Farmer looking for room? He's going to be brought down past the 30-yard line. Gain of only 1 yard on the play, so gain of 2 yards, so 3rd and 3 coming up. Farmer looking again. First down, St. Thomas and more. Bobcats able to move the chains again. They have been controlling the clock from start to finish, holding that time of possession. Of course, making big plays on defense, but when you're up 21-0, that allows you to chew up the clock. They don't need to pass it because they're up so big and so early that they're like, we don't need to pass it. We've already shown our hand in the passing game. We haven't used the run as much as we probably should, but we haven't had to. Now we're going to just pound the rock down your throat and see if you can stop us. You're going to give it to number 27 this time. That is Jakari Brown, the Panama City native, graduate from Rutherford High School. Gain of only 1 yard for St. Thomas. It'll be 2nd and 9 on this play. And the Lions just need to get a stop here. Try to mitigate this St. Thomas offense, which is chewing the clock out in this quarter. Just a little over 9 minutes to go. Once again, number 27. He's going to go off, cut down the middle, be brought down. Tackle made by number 2, Antoine Davis. 3rd down for St. Thomas, but a decent gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and looks to be 5. And again, the rain continuing to get worse here at Betty T. Ferguson Stadium. Of course, the southeast of the United States has been impacted heavily by Hurricane Helen. And we wish everyone, of course, the west side of Florida, so we got an injury timeout, or an injury. That's number 2. I mentioned before, Davis. You got Bobby Rome, of course, the co-defensive coordinator, Terrence Garvin. You got the athletic training staff coming out, including Claudia Matthew, defensive line coach, now out as well. Well, we mentioned it earlier. Hurricane Helen has been plaguing the southeast region of the United States. And we wish everyone be safe, of course. Everyone in the Carolinas, the west side of Florida, Georgia. Even like up towards the Midwest, like Indiana, they are possibly going to experience some of the problems with Hurricane Helen. And talked about it earlier, the conditions with the rain is going to make this field a lot slipperier, harder to deal with. And I think that's what you're seeing here with Antoine Davis. Again, the conditions not good so far in the Big Cat Classic. Or excuse me, in the Battle of Miami Gardens. I'm living in earlier in the month. We'll take a quick commercial break. You're watching the Battle of Miami Gardens on HBCU Plus and the Sun Digital Network.
Something amazing is happening here. Inventory is practically moving itself, quickly and securely. Classrooms are getting more immersive. Data is powering insights and imagination. CDW partners with you to get the most from your technology. We work with you to plan it, build it at scale, and manage it, so you can do amazing things. Make amazing happen. CDW.
Fourth and 5 on the 19. Back in quarter number 2. And St. Thomas looks like they're going to go for I think they're going to go for a field goal. Clock at 8:43 here in quarter number 2. So a 4th and 5, but St. Thomas electing to go for it. You got Farmer again in the backfield. Of course, you got Keely Watson still in. He's going to throw it this time over to the left. He's got Farmer. Farmer with the Farmer with the reception on the 4th and 5, and that is going to move the chains for St. Thomas. 1st and 10 on the 10-yard line for the Bobcats, who are up 21-0 over Florida Memorial here in the Battle of Miami Gardens. Wilson hands it off. Farmer looking for a hole. Second down for St. Thomas. Gain of 2 at the 8-yard line. Farmer averaging 5.4 yards per carry in this game. Still in the backfield. Going to hand it off once again. Farmer going off to the left. Got a slew of Lions going in for the tackle. It'll be third down for St. Thomas. And here we go. Third down for the Bobcats. The conversion rate on third down for St. Thomas. They've converted on 12 of 25, 48%, ranked second among all Bobcats. Or excuse me, second among the Sun Conference. Actually only trailing Florida Memorial. The Lions coming into this game on third down. First in the Sun Conference, converting on nearly 53% of their attempts. Davis to Farmer. Farmer just goes in. Trying to get word as to exactly what it is. Hearing there's a flag. So indeed a flag on the play. It's going to bring the offense back. Still third down for St. Thomas. We mentioned converted on 48% of their third down attempts, ranked second among all Sun Conference teams. Can they do it again? Wilson fires deep over to the left. Broken. Incomplete. Once again, it's Marcel Blocker on the coverage. They haven't changed the third down marker. We don't see any flags on the field. Trying to see exactly what's going on. They're going to redo the third down. So another third down is coming. All right, what is it now? Okay, so fourth and goal. They're going to go for the field goal. Bobcats looking to make it 24-0 on FMU. kick is good for Zachary Alvarez, the kicker for St. Thomas, who've put together a commanding 24-0 lead over Florida Memorial here in the first half of the Battle of Miami Gardens. I mean, the Lions had something going on that last drive with the run game, but just stalled out. And again, when you're facing the number 8 team in the nation, it is not easy, but I mean, in terms of conference, in terms of things like conference, ranked teams, you know, when you have a rivalry like Florida Memorial and St. Thomas, all of that goes out the window. There is nothing these teams want more to do than to beat the other. It is a fierce rivalry that has gone on really since Florida Memorial has come down to Miami Gardens, and even escalating to before game time, for kickoff. Heard earlier some scuffles between Florida Memorial and St. Thomas about an hour or so before kickoff. So if you want to add more fuel to the fire, that is definitely a way to do it. So it'll be the Lions' turn to score this time, and we talked about FMU averaging just over 31 points per game. But you want to know that with the goose egg on the screen, 0 points on the board for the Lions. In fact, I don't even think that they've entered the red zone in this game. They struggled against the number 8 team in the nation. If you want a recap of FMU's season, had a win over Edward Waters in the Big Cat Classic earlier this month, 31-21 win. And then a tie in the Rain Shore and Sunshine Showdown against Clark Atlanta, 28-28, where the game ended at halftime due to weather. And then last week, the loss to Cumberland, 47-35 on the road in Lebanon, Tennessee. The Lions without their starting quarterback, Saquon Smith. He is out due to injury. In is David Buggs. He was the starting quarterback for this game as he took over after Saquon was injured in the Cumberland's game. Nice little return for Marcus Barthel. Marcus Barthel with the return for FMU, as for the first time, I believe, all game, the rain, it looks to have stopped. So for the time being, the rain has stopped. Let's see how long that lasts, but of course the field's still wet. Everything is wet right now, everything but the broadcast booth. Thankfully, we're thankful to be up here and not down there, to say the least. So here we go. Gonna fake the handoff. Caught. Nice grab for number 81, the tight end, Ivan Thomas, with the catch. First down for Florida Memorial. And the urgency picking up for the Lions. Down by 24. They need to get on the board. They need to get on the board fast. This is looking reminiscent of their last home tilt between themselves and St. Thomas. Coming in 2022 with a 38-7 defeat. Gonna hand it off this time. Stuffed. Gain of about 1 yard. Second down. One thing about Florida Memorial's run game is just they're able to bully their way through the defensive line. And we might get there right here as Walter Wilbaugh with a big run into Bobcats territory. Moves the chains for the Lions. I mean, that's what I was just mentioning. The Lions, the offensive line, and the running backs just bullying their way through the defensive line. They did it right there to get that first down. I know they got stopped there as we might have a turnover for the Bobcats. And we got a turnover after the big run from Walter Wilbon. St. Thomas comes away with the turnover. Wow. +10 yard run for FMU, all down the drain with the turnover. And that puts the defense back on the field. The Lions unable to find any consistency on offense. They get a big play, explosive action, and then just negated by a silly mistake, a turnover, interception, fumble, you name it. St. Thomas, they're just going to continue to run this out by running the ball with Farmer, who is stuffed for a loss. Loss of 2 is going to be 2nd and 12. Again, this defense for St. Thomas coming through. We mentioned the defense for St. Thomas, number 1 in the Sun Conference. Leaders in tackles, you got Kendall Wilson, 15 total tackles on the year, 6 among all Sun Conference players. Wilson also has 5 solo tackles, which leads the Bobcats 18th among all Sun Conferences. They're going to throw it. They got a receiver, continuing to work his way through. Finally brought down. That is number 2 for St. Thomas, Kalitri Zhao. Zhao, of course, has the touchdown catch back in the first quarter. A big catch here. Get some yak yards on top of that. So we're going to fake the handoff. Wilson throwing it deep. Has a man. And moves the chains again for St. Thomas. This is number 10 for the Bobcats. Gino Lubin. From one touchdown receiver to another. Lubin got the first touchdown catch on the second play of the first quarter. And the Bobcats have entered the red zone. Wilson off to Farmer. Farmer looking. Brought down by Antoine Davis. Second down. Took a loss of 2 for Davis. It's a loss of 2. 2nd and long. Wilson fires over to the side. Once again, the number 2, Zhao. 3rd down. So they make up the yards they lost from Farmer. 3rd and 7. Bobcats trying to go up 30-0 or 27, just trying to continue to extend their lead. We mentioned on their 3rd down conversion, they are 2nd among all Sun Conference teams on 3rd down conversions. They converted on the last one. Can they do it on this one? Actually, no, they didn't on the last one. They kicked the field goal on the 4th down. So, timeout on the field. We'll take a break. You're watching the Battle of Miami Gardens on HBCU Plus and the Sun Digital Network.
From now on, it's all about us. Starting a family, buying a car, our first home.
They told you to open an account, then turned you away. They said, come back when you're ready. You said, we're ready now.
I know we're going to make it.
Hope makes it happen. Thousands of your neighbors, many who never had a bank account before, improved their lives with Hope Credit Union. You can too. Brighter futures begin with Hope.
Find your path and bring the fun with you.
Black culture feeds fashion, but fashion doesn't always feed us. So McDonald's is pairing 5 rising black designers with 5 fashion fashion insiders. Together, we can change the face of fashion.
Third down for St. Thomas. In the red zone, trying to extend their lead over Florida Memorial here in the Battle of Miami Gardens. Still got Farmer in the backfield. Wilson in that quarterback. He's going to step back. Fire. Incomplete. Got Darius Conley on the coverage. On the fourth down now for St. Thomas. And looks like they're going to bring the field goal unit out. You know, I'll say this about the Lions defense. They've allowed 3 big plays to allow them to, to get into the end zone, but the red zone defense has been pretty good, all things considered. The problem with FMU is that they're just unable to get those stops in the middle of the field, and they allow these 50, 60-yard plays. I mean, of course, you got the last touchdown off the pick 6 from David Buggs. I mean, that's just on the offense, but, if they're able to, they have a consistent red zone defense, but in the middle of the field, that's where all the problems strike for the defense. 2 red zone trips for St. Thomas, only 2 field goals. Compare that to outside of the red zone, over 50 yards away, and you're talking 2 touchdowns for the Bobcats. $27-0 now for St. Thomas. FMU trying to stop the bleeding, but the only way to do that is to put points on the board yourself. And so far this game, the Lions, they have failed to show they can do that. A goose egg in the score column. But at least all the FMU fans have come out to show their support for their team despite the terrible rain that has come down here. It looks like for the time being, we're going to be saved from this torrential downpour. Under 2 minutes to go in the first half. St. Thomas still on top, 27-0 over Florida Memorial. So a penalty they're going to go for here with Davis. And Davis gets the touchdown, breaking through the FMU defense. So let's just recap what just happened. We were told that there was a penalty that negated everything that allowed. We were told that there was a penalty that negated everything and gave St. Thomas a fresh set of downs. So the Bobcats used that. It negated the field goal, put it back to 24-0. And then Davis just did the rest of the work, breaking through tackles and getting his way onto the end zone. And just as I was talking about how the red zone defense for the Lions did such a good job, a back-breaking penalty adds 4 onto the score. Just keep going from bad to worse for Florida Memorial. After allowing 47 points against Cumberland last week, they have allowed 31 in this half alone. St. Thomas is showing why they are the number 8 team in the nation. We talked about it earlier, how all that goes out the window when it's FMU and St. Thomas. All these teams want to do is beat each other. A fierce rivalry that boiled over even earlier before the game started. So a minute 47. Minute 41 on the clock. St. Thomas on top 31-0 over Florida Memorial. Rain has been plaguing Battle of Miami Gardens all day long, even before the game started. Everyone's brought their umbrellas out. Lions are going to need a big second half. So a minute 41 on the clock. Can the Lions do anything to get onto the board? Let's going to start here with this return, which isn't going to be for much as the Bobcats get the stop. So the Lions offense will come onto the field again. And the Lions can't afford to run the ball now. That has taken the strength of this team out of the equation. And now it's going to come down to David Buggs. Can he win this game for FMU or at least put them back in contention? I mean, you're down 31-0. You still got a whole half to go. So with extra time on the board, it gives the Lions a little bit of an advantage in terms of, they can maybe add a few extra run plays than as opposed to if it was the fourth quarter. But I mean, you need some big plays from the Lions, and you need them now. Talked about it. That was one of my keys to win for the Bobcats. Get rid of the run, force Buggs to win this game with his arm. Right now, that is what the Bobcats are doing. As Buggs, he's going to fire deep. He got his target. Jalen Hawley once again. Hawley wears number 12 for FMU on the offense. Sophomore out of River Rouge, Michigan. Formerly went to Bowling Green. It's going to be 2nd and 3 for FMU. A gain of 7 on the reception for Hawley. Buggs looking. Fired up the middle. Incomplete. Intended receiver was Christian Ederson. Damian Lewis with the coverage for the Bobcats. 3rd and 3 for Florida Memorial coming up. Third and 3. Walt in the backfield. 2 in the backfield. Buggs looking, fires to Markel Lee, incomplete. And the punting unit will come out for FMU. A strong start to the drive off a 7-yard catch by Jalen Hawley. 2 incompletions followed suit. Stops the clock, but doesn't really do any benefit to FMU when they're unable to get into the end zone or even into Bobcat territory. Again, St. Thomas, one of the toughest defenses in the NAIA, allowing only 12 points per game. The only Sun Conference team to allow less than 30 points per game. St. Thomas immediately brought back. Once again, it's Vega with the catch. And that'll bring the St. Thomas offense back onto the field. Keely Watson, the quarterback for St. Thomas. Wears number 7, 6'2" junior out of Jacksonville, Florida. Formerly went to Fletcher High School, spent his entire collegiate career at St. Thomas University. Of course, these two schools right down the street from each other. Off to Farmer. Farmer looking. The skies start to clear up a little bit. 2nd down, gain of, this will be 2 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 8 coming up for St. Thomas. Farmer, an All-American. I mentioned his stats earlier. Actually averages the most yards per game among anyone in the Sun Conference, 137.5 yards per game. Gonna give it to Farmer again. Going to go off to the side. Just be stopped at around the 30-yard line. 37-yard line. Third down for St. Thomas. Clock continues to wind down. I think he's going to let this one run out. And that'll put a eventful first half to a close, but not eventful if you're a Florida Memorial fan. St. Thomas has put on a clinic against the Lions in this Battle of Miami Gardens. That'll take us to halftime, where the number one band in the country, the FMU Roar Marching Band, will come for the halftime performance. As we head into halftime, Bobcats on top 31-0 over Florida Memorial here in the Battle of Miami Gardens.
Black culture feeds fashion, but fashion doesn't always feed us. So McDonald's is pairing 5 rising Black designers with 5 fashion insiders. Together, we can change the face of fashion.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and get access to over 1,300 airport lounges. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Shh. That way.
We're close. Let's go.
With Nissan, fun has no limits.
November is American Diabetes Month, but we're not here to celebrate it. Not when diabetes is gripping us and hurting us. At the American Diabetes Association, we're here to make a stand. Join us, add your passion, lift up your loved ones and those in need, and move us closer to a cure. Someday, we can celebrate. Until then, we fight.
The walking tree is said to change its entire location in pursuit of sunlight. Where could reinvention take your business? Accenture. Let there be change.
Black culture feeds fashion, but fashion doesn't always feed us. So McDonald's is pairing 5 rising Black designers with 5 fashion insiders. Together, we can change the face of fashion.
No charger?
It's a Mac. The battery lasts all day. See you next week.
I wanna see all my friends at once. I wanna see all my friends at once. I wanna see all my friends at once. I wanna see all my friends at once.
Something amazing is happening here. Inventory is practically moving itself, quickly and securely. Classrooms are getting more immersive. Data is powering insights and imagination. CDW partners with you to get the most from your technology. We work with you to plan it, build it at scale, and manage it, so you can do amazing things. Make amazing happen. CDW.
Prime Big Deal Days is coming October 8th and 9th. With exclusive savings just for Prime members, you'll feel like a big deal. Shop deals on electronics, fashion, and more this Prime Big Deal Days, October 8th and 9th.
Urban Edge Network is the premier media platform bringing the rich culture of historically black colleges and universities into the mainstream.
Let's go! The head of the pack, back on top.
HBCU Plus is the #1 streaming platform for HBCUs with over 200 live games and is available on over 300 million devices. Urban Edge Network has invested over $6 million in HBCU infrastructure improvements with additional monetization opportunities slated for 2024. UEN is charting new territory by representing the first ever HBCU gymnastics program and broadcasting exclusive live streaming of HBCU women's sports.
Everyone in on the action now, and a beautiful finish.
UEN's diversified portfolio helps brands connect authentically with diverse audiences across the HBCU landscape and build lifelong relationships with millions of viewers loyal to the HBCU culture.
This is it. Our last night sharing a room. Tomorrow we'll be in our new home.
They told you buying a home would take years, but didn't help you start. Still, you kept trying.
You'll have a yard to play in, a place to dream.
Hope makes it happen. With Tailored Mortgage Solutions, Hope Credit Union makes home ownership happen for thousands of people, regardless of income or credit. Brighter futures begin with Hope.
Hey, it's Jared. Let me show you how I created my dorm room vibe for less with Amazon. I have tons of different clothes. I have some pajama pants, more pajama pants. People say I have too much. I don't really listen to people. I love to journal. I got my gratitude journal. I got my mantra journal, and I got my 5-minute journal. And I got a package from Amazon. Let's see what we got for today. This is perfect. This is my journal that I journal about journaling. Dear Diary, I wish I had more PJs.
Visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on a new vehicle.
From now on, it's all about us. Starting a family, buying a car, our first home.
They told you to open an account, then turned you away. They said, come back when you're ready. You said, we're ready now.
I know we're going to make it.
Hope makes it happen. Thousands of your neighbors, many who never had a bank account before, improved their lives with Hope Credit Union. You can too. Brighter futures begin with Hope.
It's a big match for the National Women's Soccer League, and only the best will win.
Just blaze, Godzilla bankroll, stones from Chile on, yo, I ain't got it all. That means I'm barely home, trailblazers, stay falling with vengeance. My arts is crafty, dogs, why y'all stuck on Laffy Taffy, wondering, you try to get past me, I've been doing this before, now it's dropping nasty.
Something amazing is happening here. The next era of AI has arrived. CDW data engineers are helping organizations harness the power of AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. The power to run workloads faster means greater performance, giving your team a better shot at success. Make amazing happen. CDW.
Urban Edge Network is the premier media platform bringing the rich culture of historically black colleges and universities into the mainstream.
Let's go! The head of the pack, back on top.
HBCU Plus is the #1 streaming platform for HBCUs with over 200 live games and is available on over 300 million devices. Urban Edge Network has invested over $6 million in HBCU infrastructure improvements with additional monetization opportunities slated for 2024. UEN is charting new territory by representing the first ever HBCU gymnastics program and broadcasting exclusive live streaming of HBCU women's sports.
Everyone in on the action now, and a beautiful finish.
UEN's diversified portfolio helps brands connect authentically with diverse audiences across the HBCU landscape and build lifelong relationships with millions of viewers loyal to the HBCU culture.
Time to call a credit repair company to fix my credit. Hold the phone, man. You can do it yourself with Credit Versio. That's way too hard. Call the credit repair company. Most credit repair companies only work on 1 or 2 accounts at a time, making it slow and expensive. You won't figure that out for months. Ignore him. Credit Versio's brilliant software scans all 3 credit bureaus, finds the accounts that are hurting your score, and guides you through the entire process. Anyone can do it. Let's fast forward and see the results. Wow, I fixed my own credit and saved hundreds. You can do this. Visit creditversio.com.
From now on, it's all about us. Starting a family, buying a car, our first home.
They told you to open an account, then turned you away. They said, come back when you're ready. You said, we're ready now.
I know we're going to make it.
Hope makes it happen. Thousands of your neighbors, many who never had a bank account before, improved their lives with Hope Credit Union. You can too. Brighter futures begin with Hope.
It's a big match for the National Women's Soccer League, and only the best will win.
Just blaze, Godzilla bankroll, Chili on, yo, I ain't got it all. That means I'm barely home. Trailblazers, stay rolling with vengeance. My arts is crafty, dogs. Why I stuck on Laffy Taffy, wondering. Get past me, I've been doing this before. Now it's dropping nasty.
Something amazing is happening here. The next era of AI has arrived. CDW data engineers are helping organizations harness the power of AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. The power to run workloads faster means greater performance, giving your team a better shot at success. Make amazing happen. CDW.
Urban Edge Network is the premier media platform bringing the rich culture of historically black colleges and universities into the mainstream.
Let's go! The head of the pack, back on top.
HBCU Plus is the #1 streaming platform for HBCUs with over 200 live games and is available on over 300 million devices. Urban Edge Network has invested over $6 million in HBCU infrastructure improvements with additional monetization opportunities slated for 2024. UEN is charting new territory by representing the first ever HBCU gymnastics program and broadcasting exclusive live streaming of HBCU women's sports.
Everyone in on the action now, and a beautiful finish.
UEN's diversified portfolio helps brands connect authentically with diverse audiences across the HBCU landscape and build lifelong relationships with millions of viewers loyal to the HBCU culture.
Time to call a credit repair company to fix my credit. Hold the phone, man. You can do it yourself with Credit Versio. That's way too hard. Call the credit repair company. Most credit repair companies only work on 1 or 2 accounts at a time, making it slow and expensive. You won't figure that out for months. Ignore him. Credit Versio's brilliant software scans all 3 credit bureaus, finds the accounts that are hurting your score, and guides you through the entire process. Anyone can do it. Let's fast forward and see the results. Wow, I fixed my own credit and saved hundreds. You can do this. Visit creditversio.com.
last and the most crucial detail is to have fun.
Our staff, they help us so much with anything that we need, not even music related. When we're in school, if we're going through stuff, like with our families and everything, they're always here for us. From Mr. Beckford to Shekinah Ball to Mr. Snell, Mr. Scott, they're all here for us. And it's just an amazing thing, because once you have that backbone, someone that can help you mentally or there with grades, you know, it puts you, anytime you walk into a great environment to just want to play music.
This band, it changes your mind, it changes your life. The people here, they open you up to new possibilities, new ideas. It's just a whole new way of thinking in terms of band. It's very refreshing.
Welcome back, folks, to HBCU Plus and the Sun Digital Network. Here we are at Betty T. Ferguson Stadium for the Battle of Miami Gardens, FMU over St. Thomas. I mentioned at the top of the show, this game has a lot of names. Battle of Miami Gardens, Sun Conference opener. But I don't think the battle is between FMU and St. Thomas. The battle has been more between Miami Gardens and the rain. Heavy rain has taken over Betty T. Ferguson Stadium for the first half. Even the FMU sideline is drenched with downpouring rain. And another thing that FMU has been drenched with all first half has been St. Thomas, who have dominated this contest over Florida Memorial. They have taken a 31-0 lead over FMU. And they've dominated from start to finish. Big plays, getting into the end zone, you name it. There's only been one cat so far for this game, and it has been the Bobcats. Lions have yet to even get on the board. An offense which has averaged over 31 points per game has put up a goose egg in the first half, looking more reminiscent of senior day last year between FMU and Kaiser. I don't know what it is with FMU and home tilt in the Battle of Miami Gardens, but it has just not gone the Lions' way. The last home game between Florida Memorial and St. Thomas was back in 2022 here at Betty T. Ferguson Stadium, where Florida Memorial dropped a 38-7 loss on the Bobcats, the largest margin of victory in the Battle of Miami Gardens. I think St. Thomas knows that, and they're trying to increase that, if you will. Well, something we haven't been able to say all day long, but the sun is out. The sun is out. And we're ready to begin the second half of the Battle of Miami Gardens. Can the Lions muster something, a stop, some points, anything to get this train rolling? Or will the Bobcats continue to steamroll through FMU and take a dominating performance with a win? We'll find out. We're just a few moments away from the second half commencing. And let's see what this game has in store for half number 2. St. Thomas received the ball at the first half, so the Lions will get the ball this time around to start the second half. And no better time for FMU to get the ball than now. We mentioned it earlier that Lions, they need to figure something out on offense, and they need to figure it out now. Down 31-0 over the Bobcats. It has been ugly to start off for FMU. So here comes the FMU offense led by David Buggs. Buggs with a pick 6 on the game. St. Thomas has been they've been forcing the Lions to rely on David Buggs to win this game. They have taken out the run game, Marcus Barthel. Got Wilmot in the backfield, so let's see if they make some adjustments. They're going to start off with the passing attack. Intended for Jalen Hawley. Incomplete. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for FMU. Second and 10 for FMU. Incomplete pass to Jalen Hawley to kick off the second half. St. Thomas defense, best in the Sun Conference. Continuing to show out here in the Battle of Miami Gardens. This FMU offense, which is top 15 in the entire nation last year. See what they do here as they have a catch from number 23 for FMU. That should be enough to move the chains for the Lions. Number 23, that is Henry Calaxty, the junior tight end out of Orlando, Florida. Formerly out of Lane College. He moves the chains for the Lions to get the first down. Urgency picking up for FMU. Down 31-0. Gonna hand it off to Wilbon. Wilbon looking for room. He's got room. He's bustling his way through the first down. Calaxy moves the chains for the Lions. Wilbon follows suit. Back-to-back first downs for FMU. That is exactly what the Lions need. Move the rock, get yardage, and do it fast. They need to get on the board. They need to get on the board on this drive. So here we go. Buggs looking, fires, has a man, Edgerson. Edgerson looking, Edgerson. Still going, and it looks like we got a turnover. Wow. You gotta be kidding me. A fumble on Florida Memorial gives St. Thomas the ball. And this is what I've been talking about. Florida Memorial, it's like they gain some steam and something just happens. They bite themselves. They shoot themselves in the foot. And any positive momentum that the Lions gain is immediately negated. Fumble. Looks like it's on Christian Edgerson, number 41 for FMU. St. Thomas with the fumble recovery, and now they're on the field. They're going to run it. Up the middle, second down for the Bobcats. Once again, it is Davis. This is Farmer with the carry for St. Thomas. So many times it has happened in this Battle of Miami Gardens. FMU moving the chains, moving the ball down the field. And then a fumble, interception, stop on the fourth down. You name it. Lions can't get any sustainable drives. It has been their Achilles heel really all season. Wilson fires it deep, incomplete. Again, you got Marcel Blocker on the coverage. Blocker, 4 passes defended on the season, ranked second, tied for second among all Sun Conference defenders. Because, I mean, this FMU defense, they got a lot of pieces. I mean, you got guys like Ja'Kai Linwood, Of course, we mentioned Marcel Blocker, Antoine Davis. Wilson, he's going to throw it deep. Overthrown, incomplete. Again, Blocker with the coverage. Intended receiver was number 12, David Haynes. Haynes seeing his first action today. Haynes averages 140 yards per game. Leads the Sun Conference. Nearly 50 whole yards ahead of second place, David Studstill, who averages just under 197.
Holding on the defense.
Holding penalty on the defense. Gives St. Thomas the first down. I talked about how, inconsistency has plagued FMU all season. The previous 2 home games for Florida Memorial, consistency on the defense, penalties on the offense, and today it's just been a mix of everything. 1st and 10. Over to Davis. Davis looking, brought down.
Thomas keeps it on the ground. It's over 3 yards. 2nd down.
2nd down for St. Thomas. It'll be a 2nd and 2. But you got to give credit to the Bobcats as well. They have done a really good job just slowly inching yards and just wearing FMU down. Running the ball as much as possible and then supplementing through the pass. That has been St. Thomas's bread and butter, what has allowed them to get on top. Of course, you got the big flashy plays too, as we have a 3rd down coming up for St. Thomas. But they set up the big plays with the small little plays, the 5, the 4, even the 6-yard runs. And then they catch FMU off guard with these big 50, 60-yard plays, which take it to the house. Third and 11. 3rd and 11 coming up here for St. Thomas. Wilson looking, has time, fires over to number 17. He's going to look to do the rest of the work off to the side, but he goes off to the sideline. Number 17 for St. Thomas. That's Jalen Thomas.
1st and 10. Bobcats.
Now we're hearing it's a 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. Able to move the chains to get the first down. First and 10 on the 34 for St. Thomas. Still got Davis in the backfield. Wilson is going to hand it off to Davis. Not much of a gain for the Bobcat running back. It's going to bring up 2nd down. Clock continuing to wind down. 11:20 and counting. St. Thomas 2-0 coming into today, number 8 team in the nation. FMU 1-1-1 on the season.
Purchase your tickets at FMUathletics.com.
Wilson takes a handoff, throws it deep for number 12. Incomplete again. It is Blocker with the coverage, but we got a flag on the field. Intended target was David Hayes. We got a flag on the field. We're hearing it's on the defense for FMU. Sounds like it's on the defense. We're trying to hear if it's holding or pass interference. Either way, it's going to result in a 1st down for St. Thomas. So, pass interference. Moves St. Thomas up to around midfield. Hand it off. Wilson, Farmer's going to be stopped for a loss of 2 yards, 2nd and 12.
Conley with the tackle.
I mentioned it earlier where,
Second down, Bobcats.
you know, the Bobcats, they get these 50, 60-yard plays, but for the most part, the defense, they're able to mitigate the plays to around 4 or 5 yards. They've just been unable to stop the explosive moves. Here we go, Wilson. He's going to throw over the middle. Intercepted, but dropped. Intended for David Hayes, and Florida Memorial nearly had an interception, but dropped. For number 8, Darius Stokes had the ball in his hands, couldn't hold on. 3rd and 12 coming up for St. Thomas, but that would have been a huge tide change for the Lions.
Third down.
You saw Darius Stokes. He was just devastated after dropping that interception. So we have a 3rd and 12. Still got Farmer in the backfield. Wilson, he's going to drop back, throw it deep. Intended for number 2. It's going to be an incomplete pass. Number 2 for
Passes incomplete.
Kalitri Zhao. Zhao with the first touchdown catch, or excuse me, for the second touchdown catch of this game, back in quarter number 1. Has a couple targets, a couple catches in this game. 4th down for St. Thomas. And I believe for the first time, the Bobcats are going to punt. Drive ends for St. Thomas to 4 plays, 21 yards, 3:25 off the clock. So a timeout is called. St. Thomas still on top 31-0, but the FMU defense able to get a stop. You're watching HBCU Plus and the Sun Digital Network. Welcome back, folks, to HBCU Plus and the Sun Digital Network. FMU offense coming on to the field, still down 31 on St. Thomas. Let's go over the history of the Battle of Miami Gardens between Florida Memorial and St. Thomas. And really, the history has been skewed in favor of the Bobcats, who are undefeated against FMU 3-0. Go over the rest of it momentarily as the faking the handoff with the incomplete pass for Florida Memorial over to Markel Lee. It's going to bring up 2nd down. So to continue with the history, the last game between these two was back on October 7th of last year at Auto Nation Field, where St. Thomas came away with the 31-17 victory. And they already got 31 points on the board just after one half. FMU still has a goose egg.
On the defense.
And we're hearing a roughing the passer on the defense is going to move the chains for FMU.
1st and 10, Lions.
1st and 10 for Lions, roughing the passer on St. Thomas. Yeah, the average score between FMU and STU. STU has outscored FMU 35-15 on average. They've outscored in total 107-46 coming into today. Handoff. Brought down. Looks like that was Rashad Green for FMU with the carry. We'll get confirmation. It's number 20, so that is Khalil Washington with the carry. His first carry of the game. Second down for Florida Memorial. Gain of 2 yards off the carry by Washington. Bugs hands it off to Wilbon. Wilbon has room. And Walter Wilbon's going to get the first down. Christian Edgerson helps with the coverage.
Wilbon on the carry.
Walter Wilbon with the carry moves the chains for FMU. Now remember, the Lions' last drive, they got back-to-back first downs before the fumble by Christian Edgerson. Can they keep it going? If they can mitigate the mistakes, they should be able to put something on the board. The question is, can they do it? So far, so good for FMU. Another big run here for the Lions. Again, by Walter Wilbon. Now, we talked with Clavins Charles, the running backs coach, earlier in the week, and he talked about how he feels like that Wilbon hasn't really gotten the respect among the Sun Conference that he probably should, considering he leads the conference in touchdowns and rushing yards. So he was expecting a big game out of number 9. It's taken a little bit of time, but I think we're finally starting to see Walter Wilbon come to life in this game. Wilbon, again going for the carry. Again, another big run for Walter Wilbon. But a flag is thrown.
Wilbon on the carry. Flags on the play.
Let's see who this is going to be on. What is it now? So the penalty is on the defense. FMU already able to move the chains with the first down carry. And the penalty gives FMU more yardage. First and 10 on the 20 for Florida Memorial. They are knocking on the door at the end zone for the first time. It's going to be a handoff. Immediately stuffed. Flag thrown. Loss of yards for Florida Memorial. Looks like we got a flag on the play. What's this on now?
Offensive penalty. Replay. Second down.
Second and 29 for Florida Memorial off an offensive penalty. And the Lions come back from the penalty. They're going to throw it off to the sideline. Just throw that away, incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
Talked about it earlier. The Lions shooting themselves in the foot when they got something going on the drive. Penalty, turnover, completely negates it. I mean, it's not just been the Bobcats that have been dominating this game, but really the Lions have gotten in their way too. Again, they get these drives where they're working their way through the field. And then again, turnover, penalty, completely negates it. 3rd and 29. Bugs looking, fires. Off to the side. He's going to throw this one away too, incomplete.
Passes incomplete. 4th down.
A 4th down for Florida Memorial. Another promising drive for the Lions, gone up in flames. Lions are going to have to clean this up quick as conference action continues for FMU as they will be traveling to Lake Wales, Florida next week to take on the Warner Royals. Now, the good news for FMU is that last year against Warner, it was a lot better compared to what it was against St. Thomas. Last year against Warner, FMU put up 72 points on the Royals. So Oliver Robbins is going to go for the field goal to try to put FMU with something on the board. It's going to be a long field goal coming up. Oliver Robbins, freshman for FMU, kicker and punter. Robbins hails from Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Went to Dwyer High School. And the kick, no, nothing, blocked.
Robbins' field goal attempt is no good.
No good on the kick. And FMU continues to have a goose egg in the points column.
Sports Medicine Center for their continuous dedication at the heart of our commitment to excellence in sports medicine. Memorial Sports Medicine Center has been dedicated and trusted partner of the official sports medicine partners for Florida Memorial University. Thank you for all that you do for our athletes.
Well, like we mentioned, next week, football action continues for Florida Memorial. They'll have some football night action where they'll travel to Lake Wales, Florida, Ty Athletic Field to take on the Warner Royals, 6 p.m. on the Sun Digital Network. St. Thomas starts their next drive. Had a whistle blown. Seven minutes to go in quarter number 3. And after the first half was plagued by inclement weather, rain coming down on Betty T. Ferguson Stadium. Right now, there's a couple gray clouds on the sky, but for the most part, it's your typical South Florida weather with the sun beating down on everyone. And everyone's already forgotten about the rain. And in this place comes the sun. All right, 1st and 10 for St. Thomas. They're still up 31-0 over Florida Memorial. The 45-yard line. They're going to throw it. Keeps the ball, but gains nothing. Tackled by number 7 for Florida Memorial. That is Darius Conley. No gain.
Covered by Conley.
2nd and 10 coming up for St. Thomas. Good coverage by Conley. Looked like the catch was made by Kalitri Zhao. Barely able to keep his hands on it, and Conley took advantage and wasted no time bringing him down. Hand it off with Davis. Gains a couple yards on the run. 3rd and manageable coming up for St. Thomas. Gains, it's like 4 yards, so it should be 3rd and 6. Third and 6 coming up. Keely Watson, the Jacksonville native. Octavius Farmer, St. Palm Bay native in the backfield. Keely throws, caught by number 80, but just short of the sticks.
Pass is complete. Tackled by Taylor.
Ronaldo Joseph, Jr. out of Trenton, New Jersey, with the catch for St. Thomas.
4th down, Lions.
4th down coming. St. Thomas.
Let's go defense.
Looks like they're going to go for it here on this 4th and 2. St. Thomas isn't worried about chewing the clock, isn't worried about taking it easy. They want to stop FMU at any cost. Over to Davis. Is that enough for the first down? Did he pick up the 2 yards? They're saying no.
Lions ball.
And they can't convert. Florida Memorial with the turnover on downs, and they get the ball back, stopping Farmer on the 4th and 2. So here comes the FMU offense on the field. You see number 57, Justin Mack, all conference selection.
1st and 10, Lions.
Mack is senior for FMU. 1st and 10 on the 47 for Florida Memorial. Bugs, broken up. Incomplete. Good job by St. Thomas' defense. Able to read what David Bugs did to perfection. It'll be 2nd and 10 coming up for the Lions. So here we go again. Bugs looking, firing deep, looking for 81. No good, but there's a flag on the play. Intended receiver was Ivan Thomas.
Pass is incomplete, but there are flags on the play.
See what the penalty is on and who it's against. Penalty on St. Thomas.
Thomas, the intended receiver.
Move the chains for FMU. A much needed first down for the Lions. Again, able to get into the Reds and get into the Bobcats territory. So a penalty gives the Lions a first set of downs. What can they do with it? They need to put something on the board. St. Thomas has been scoreless in this quarter. First time the Bobcats have gone this deep in a quarter without scoring. Good coverage by St. Thomas, putting the pressure on Bugs. Incomplete over to Markel Lee. Bring up 2nd and 10 for FMU.
2nd and 10.
And I think even St. Thomas's defense has adjusted. They've been noticing that they've been allowing a couple big plays to FMU. And now they're bringing a lot more pressure on the front side. Bugs steps back, looking, fires deep. Oh, almost had number 8, but incomplete. A deep one over to David Studstill. Or excuse me, that's Markel Lee. incomplete to Markel Lee. Had it in his grasp, but just couldn't bring it in. Third down coming up. St. Thomas is taking the lead with explosive plays. The Lions trying to replicate the Bobcats' success. Bugs looking, fires, just trying to get the first down. Flag is thrown. Catch was made. This one is the stud still. Hearing it's a holding penalty. And it looks like this is going to come back.
Penalty on the offense. It'll be coming back.
Again, talked about it earlier. FMU moves the chains, gets something positive, and a penalty brings it back. You can't have these back-breaking penalties when you're down by this much and you need to score. I mean, I think it's fair to say the Lions would have at least been on the board had one of these first down penalties not happened. A short pass for FMU. Completes the pass, but that's going to bring up fourth down.
Pass complete. Well short of the first down.
Now that I'm not sure of. The Lions were going for the big plays to get that first down and more. So you got a third and long. You know you need the first down. Why go for it short? That call just made no sense to me. That call made no sense. I would have gone for another big play. Down by 31, you got to make something happen. So the Lions punt the ball away. The Bobcats will step back onto the field on offense. Just over 3 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Battle of Miami Gardens at FMU, at least for the time being, is sure wanting to forget. If you're a Bobcats fan, you have been loving what you're seeing. Up 31 against FMU. Haven't been able to score on this quarter, but again, you're up 31 points after halftime. You really don't need to score unless you see the Lions are starting to close the lead. Just chew the clock out. Don't make any silly mistakes. Don't turn the ball over too much, and play consistent. Wilson hands it off. And the ball comes loose. Ball came loose. Who has it? Lions are saying they got it. And Florida Memorial got an injured timeout, but looks like FMU has the ball, able to get the fumble. Florida Memorial.
Fumble recovered by the Lions.
And the Lions recover the fumble. What did I just talk about for St. Thomas? Don't allow just some costly turnovers to give FMU a chance to score. And just as I say that, exactly what happens. A fumble on St. Thomas puts FMU in good field position to finally put points on the board. FMU needed something to go their way. Could this be it? Bugs, he's going to throw it deep. Nearly had it. We got a flag on the field.
Flags on the play.
Once again, it is Thomas with the intended target. FMU has had some fortune with some turnovers from St. Thomas that have given them opportunities. They just haven't been able to do anything with it. That needs to change with this drive. This is the best position FMU has had all game long to score. Even if it's just a field goal, the Lions need to put points. That needs to be the goal for FMU. Just put points. You're inside the 25. You got to score. And of course, FMU, they're going to want a touchdown more than anything. And I mean, at this point, even a field goal would be a benefit.
Pass interference on the defense.
And another thing goes the Lions' way. Pass interference on the defense moves the chains for FMU and inches them closer to the end zone.
First and goal, Lions.
First and goal for FMU. First time we've said that today for the Lions. Interesting, not a lot of trips to the red zone for both teams. I believe a total of 3 or 4 trips to the red zone in total. Gonna hand it off to Wilbon. Wilbon trying to break through. Not yet. It's going to be second and goal coming up for FMU. Wilbon with the carry. Wilbon with 8 touchdowns this season. Leads all players in the Sun Conference. Wilbon in his second year with FMU. Named second team all-conference last season. Rush of 4 yards. Bugs looking, fires, incomplete. Once again, targeted for Thomas. Third down coming up. You know, typically, what do they say for young or inexperienced quarterbacks? The tight end is the best friend. And you're seeing that with Bugs. He has been looking at Ivan Thomas all game long. Big body tight end, trying to take advantage of that. New additions coming in, bringing some beef onto the offensive line. And you see also number 24, that is Rashad Green, running back coming in for FMU as well. Justin Mack coming off onto the side. So here we go. They're going to run with it with Wilbon. Wilbon somersaulting his way into the end zone. Walter Wilbon with his 9th touchdown of the season. And finally, FMU is on the board. If you want to know what this game means to Walter Wilbon, just see it right there. He somersaulted his way into the end zone, flipped through a bunch of defenders. My goodness. Pays off with 6. Kick is good for FMU. 31-7. Lions able to take advantage off the fumble by St. Thomas. Puts the first touchdown on the board, courtesy of Walter Wilbon with his 9th touchdown of the season. Spark that Florida Memorial needed. Walter Wilbon gave them just that. Lions needed to convert on the fumble recovery. They did just that. Just over 2 minutes ago in the third quarter. Talked about how the defense in this third quarter has looked a lot better this time compared to the previous. Can they continue it up? Will St. Thomas start to kick the gas once again? It's all going to start off with this kick return. Brought down, looks like at the 31-yard line. Let's take a look at the FMU defense so far in terms of tackles. So far leading the way for the Lions. You got number 97, Jamal Covington, the sophomore, leading the way with 4 solo tackles, a total of 4 tackles. Over to number 10, the handoff. FMU immediately brings him down. Colin Bender, Boca Raton native, brought down. It's going to be second down. Loss of 2 yards on the play. False start. Looks like it's against FMU. So let's continue with some of the stats on the defense. Got Joshua Mims, 3 total tackles. A couple lines with 2 total tackles as well. You got Ja'Kai Linwood, Darius Conley, Kareem Roberts, all with 2. So we got an injured Lion on the field. You see co-defensive coordinator Jameel Smith and the athletic training staff going to attend. We're going to take a quick commercial break. You're watching HBCU Plus and the Sun Digital Network.
Urban Edge Network is the premier media platform bringing the rich culture of historically black colleges and universities into the mainstream.
Let's go! The head of the pack, back on top.
HBCU Plus is the #1 streaming platform for HBCUs with over 200 live games and is available on over 300 million devices. Urban Edge Network has invested over $6 million in HBCU infrastructure improvements with additional monetization opportunities slated for 2024. UEN is charting new territory by representing the first ever HBCU gymnastics program and broadcasting exclusive live streaming of HBCU women's sports.
Everyone in on the action now, and a beautiful finish.
UEN's diversified portfolio helps brands connect authentically with diverse audiences across the HBCU landscape and build lifelong relationships with millions of viewers loyal to the HBCU culture.
Welcome back, folks, to HBCU Plus and the Sun Digital Network. It's the Battle of Miami Gardens between Florida Memorial and St. Thomas. Long-standing rivalry, a fan-favorite rivalry, arguably the best rivalry in the NAIA. Gonna hand it off to Farmer. Farmer finding room. Should be enough for the first down. Waiting on official word.
Farmer on the carry.
The sticks are moving, so St. Thomas able to pick up the first down off the carry by Farmer. St. Thomas on top 31-7. The Lions finally got on the board, taking advantage of a fumble recovery, and Walter Wilbon punched his ticket into the end zone for the first time today for his 9th rushing touchdown of the season. Farmer again with the carry, and a good gain from Farmer is going to be brought down at the 47-yard line, going to bring up second down for St. Thomas. 2nd and 4 for the Bobcats. Just trying to chew the clock out as we are less than 1 minute away from the end of the third quarter. I think they're just going to run this out until the end of the quarter. So that'll be it for quarter number 3. We'll take a quick commercial break. We'll be back for quarter number 4 here in the Battle of Miami Gardens.
Something amazing is happening here. Inventory is practically moving itself, quickly and securely. Classrooms are getting more immersive. Data is powering insights and imagination. CDW partners with you to get the most from your technology. We work with you to plan it, build it at scale, and manage it, so you can do amazing things. Make amazing happen. CDW.
We're back, folks, to begin quarter number 4. Battle of Miami Gardens coming to a close. St. Thomas still on top, 31-7. The Lions able to score their first touchdown in the third quarter. Shut out St. Thomas in the third quarter. Is that a sign of things to come here in quarter number 4? No, it's a lot to ask, but I've seen crazier things happen. And if you're a Lions fan, you're definitely hoping that is the case. Gonna hand it off. Gonna bring up third down, move it back 1 yard. So it's 3rd and 5 coming up. Loss of 1 yard. Mentioned it back in the first half. St. Thomas third down conversion. But the FMU defense, they've allowed 18 of 41 third down conversions. 5th in the Sun Conference. St. Thomas third down conversion, 2nd in the Sun Conference. Gonna throw it. Nearly picked off by Marcel Blocker. Good coverage by Florida Memorial. And that's gonna bring up 4th down for St. Thomas. Blocker's had a really good game for Florida Memorial.
4th down.
I know the stat sheet hasn't been what the Lions have been hoping for, but number 5 has done a really good job in coverage for FMU on that secondary. You know, we heard over the week that number 5, Marcel Blocker, had some motivation for this game. We won't go into too many details for it, but let's just say Marcel Blocker, he has some extra reasons to go off this game, possibly compared to others. Okay, Marcus Barthel still going. He is still running. And Marcus Barthel, he is clear. There's a flag on the field, but a huge return from Marcus Barthel. Tiptoeing through the sideline. There's a flag on the field. Oh, don't let this be against the Lions. We're hearing it's against the Lions. A huge return for FMU. Thrown away. Great field position for FMU, just thrown away off the penalty. Well, Lions got some work to do. They got on the board the first time. Can they do it again? But I just want to say that was phenomenal work by Marcus Barthel. He tiptoed his way through the sideline. And a great job by the rest of Florida Memorial with the coverage, with the blocks to give him those lanes. And Barthel, he just took off. If you didn't have that just had one defender off to the side, that could have gone to the house. Of course, it doesn't matter because of the penalty, completely negating it. But still got to give credit where credit is due. So big penalty on Florida Memorial. First down.
1st and 10 Lions.
All the way at the 9. First down coming up, and you got George Young making an appearance in this game. Senior out of Palm Beach, Florida. Gonna hand it off, number 84. It's gonna bring up second down. Loss on the carry. It's gonna move it back to the 2. It's gonna be second down.
Green. Second down.
Second down for Florida Memorial coming up. Careful not to risk a safety. Throw it to Bugs. Deep. Broken up. Incomplete. Intended target was Markel Lee, the Palm Beach, Florida native. 3rd and 16 coming up for Florida Memorial. Got a Bobcat down on the field. That is number 56 for St. Thomas. So that's Nicholas Engler down on the field. They're going to bring out the athletic training staff to go attend to him. It's going to bring an injury timeout. So far in the Battle of Miami Gardens. Not the drive FMU was looking for. Loss of 6 yards. We'll take a quick commercial break on this drive. You're watching HBCU Plus and the Sun Digital Network. Welcome back, folks, to HBCU Plus and the Sun Digital Network. FMU on a 3rd and 16, only a few yards away of risking a safety.
3rd down, Lions ball.
I don't imagine St. Thomas's defense is licking their chops at the opportunity of putting 2 more points on the board from a safety nonetheless. Let's see what the Lions offense can do. This is the furthest back they've been to start a drive. 3rd and 16 coming up. Bugs stepping back, looking. Fires over to the left, has his man, and taking off, continuing to go through. Oh my goodness! David Studstill moves the chains for Florida Memorial. First down. David Studstill kicked it into high gear, and he did not look back. Bugs, wasting no time, fires. Completed pass to number 0, Markel Lee.
Markel Lee. Move those chains. That's another Lions first down.
Another first down for Florida Memorial. Back-to-back big plays for the Lions. That's just what they needed. Can they make it 3 in a row? Bugs steps back, fires off. Incomplete. Intended for Studstill. Good coverage by St. Thomas. Looked like that was number 5, Eric Fryer, the Jacksonville native, with the coverage for the Bobcats. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Florida Memorial. St. Thomas looking to bring some pressure on the edge. You got George Young in the backfield for FMU, right alongside David Bugs. Bugs looking, fires off to the left, incomplete. Intended for Ivan Thomas once again. Once again, that is Caleb Walker with the coverage.
Incomplete. Third and 10 coming up for Florida Memorial. Back-to-back big plays, followed by back-to-back incompletions. Can the Lions get back on track?
Here we go. Bugs. Looking. Pressure. He's just going to throw it away. Good pressure by St. Thomas. Number 9, Deuce Donber, along with number 98 for St. Thomas. Javion Nomopre. Or Shahi Somerville. Both 98.
For the field goal attempt.
A promising drive again for FMU. They're going to have to settle for a field goal. Oliver Robbins coming onto the field. Here comes the field goal unit. Lions trying to make it 31-10. And the kick is good. So Florida Memorial gets on top. They break into the double digits. It's 31-10. Slowly chipping into the lead of the Bobcats. Down by 21. So the defense has done a solid job, and to tell you the truth, right now the Lions have done enough to where St. Thomas, they can't risk to rest their starters for the rest of the game. I mean, if it was 31-0 going to quarter number 4, then you probably would have started seeing the backups coming in for the Bobcats, but now the Lions put 7 in the last quarter and put up 3. I mean, you got another touchdown. You're talking 31-17. FMU has outscored St. Thomas in this second half, 10-0. Lions kick it away. Number 17, look for the catch. Can hold on to it. He's going to try to recover what he lost. And a big break for FMU. Going to be stopped at the 11-yard line. Number 17 for St. Thomas. Just couldn't hold on to it. Robbie Henry or Jalen Thomas, one of them.
University next Saturday, October 5th at 6 p.m. Please show your support through the live stream at naia.org. Once again, that's naia.org. First and 10, Bobcats.
So first and 10 for St. Thomas. They've had a couple fumbles in this game. The Lions would love one right here. Let's see if they can do it. And a big stop for Florida Memorial against Farmer. Got number 13 for FMU on that. That's Jaden Hayes, the junior, out of Miami Gardens, Florida.
Harden with the stop.
Back to the 9-yard line. 2nd and 12 coming up for St. Thomas.
Defense.
Really putting the pressure on Rontavious Farmer.
Bobcats.
2nd down for St. Thomas. Here we go. Gonna throw it deep. Incomplete. Marcel Blocker again with the coverage. Intended receiver was number 12, David Hayes, who's really been shut down in this game. Marcel Blocker with the coverage. We'll bring up 3rd and 12 for St. Thomas.
3rd down.
This FMU defense waking up in this second half. Flag going to be thrown. We're hearing penalties left and right. We'll just wait for the official word from the ref to see what the penalty is. Penalty on the offense. It's going to be a false start penalty
Moving back a bit.
They're moving back a bit.
Third down for the Bobcats.
Third down for St. Thomas. It was already a third and long. Makes it third and longer. Also 5 yards. 3rd and 17 coming up now for St. Thomas. They need a big play here if they want to move the chains. See what this defense can do. Not bringing a lot of pressure on the inside. You could see all the DBs in the back looking for a big play. They're going to throw it deep. Did he mail it in? The ball bounced off the hands, and they ruled it as an incomplete pass. 4th and 17 for St. Thomas. A huge stop for Florida Memorial. Great work from the Lions defense. They put all the eggs into the basket of the secondary. Take the stops where you can get them. Punt it away. This ball is going to be stopped over at the 40-yard line.
Take a moment to express deepest gratitude to the Memorial Sports Medicine Center for the continuous dedication and the heart of commitment to excellence in sports medicine. The Memorial Sports Medicine Center has been dedicated and trusted partner.
It's really like, with the weather change, the tide has changed. When it was pouring down, it was St. Thomas who took control. The worse it rained, the worse the Bobcats' lead was strangled on FMU. And then as the sun came out, it's like the Lions start to come out as well. I mean, FMU's had the momentum in the second half. They've outscored the Bobcats 10-0. The question is there enough time for FMU to make a comeback? With just under 11 minutes to go, they're going to need to put up 21 points. Handoff. Wilbon. Wilbon just brought down by St. Thomas defender. It's going to bring up 2nd down for FMU. Gain of nothing. 2nd and 10 on the 40-yard line for Florida Memorial. I think what's been to the benefit of FMU has been the urgency. They have not wasted time. They get the play, immediately move on to the next one. They got to keep up that urgency if they want to get into this game. And off. No, they're going to fake it. It looks like that's to Ivan Thomas again. Thomas! Chains are moved for the first down. Ivan Thomas. He's been Buck's favorite target all afternoon long, and you can see why. The big fella moves the chains for the first down. .49 of the Bobcats side of the field. Bugs fires it over the middle. Caught! Markel Lee moves the chains for FMU.
Complete. Lee with the reception.
You can see the offense, they are wasting no time. They are getting up to the field. They're saying, we need to score. We need to score now. We need to give ourselves as much time as possible to get into this game. Wilbon. Flag is thrown as Wilbon was ready to take off. See what the penalty's on. First false start on the offense. Going to move them back 5 yards. Going to be 1st and 15 coming up for Florida Memorial.
Replay, first down.
1st and 15 on the 37-yard line. Lions are getting into field goal range at least, but they want more. They want to get into that end zone. They're saying screw the field goal. Still got Wilbon in the backfield. See what they're going to do this time. Buggs, he's going to step back. Looking. Fires over the middle. Has one. That is Studstill. Studstill yet to be brought down. Trying to push his way to the first down. I believe he's going to be just short. Second and 6. Buggs looking. Pressured. He's going to move off to the side. He's going to keep it for himself. Buggs working his way through.
Buggs with the keeper.
Buggs with the quarterback keeper. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
Short of the first down, it will be 3rd down.
3rd and 5 coming up for Florida Memorial. Good job by Buggs. Didn't see anyone open and just said, I'm going to keep it for myself and try to get something. Here comes Wilbon. And Wilbon immediately stuffed. Tackle by number 9 for St. Thomas. That is Deuce Dunbar. 4th down. So they're still keeping the offense on the field. With how much time is on the clock, just over 7 minutes to go. Normally I'd say take the field goal, but time is running out for FMU. I like this call. If you make it work, you have a chance for 7. Buggs is going to step back. He's going to fire it deep. Intercepted by St. Thomas. That is number 3, Caleb Walker.
Interception. Bobcats ball.
Well, hindsight 2020, the Lions probably should have taken the points, make it 31-13, but again, you're talking less than 7 minutes to go in the game. You need a big play. So I don't blame Florida Memorial for going for it on the 4th down. Again, you make it work. You get a first down. You have a chance at the end zone, but it just didn't work out for the Lions. Buggs underthrew that ball. Walker solid, took advantage, and gives Buggs his 2nd interception of the afternoon. Gonna hand it off. Immediately stuffed. St. Thomas Bobcats. Run play, no good. It's gonna bring up 2nd down. Again, it's gonna lose yards, 2nd and 12. Feels like I've been saying 2nd and 12 a lot for St. Thomas when it comes to a running play, especially in the second half. Again, Walker gonna fire, has a man, number 17, Jalen Thomas taking off over to the end zone. Touchdown St. Thomas. And I think that's gonna do it. The Lions had to shut out St. Thomas for the rest of this game. The Lions able to shut out St. Thomas, keep themselves in, but a big touchdown again, a huge play. 75 yards for Jalen Thomas. That is 3 touchdown passes for Keely Watson, all of them over 50 yards.
It was good.
My closest friend, my worst enemy. I'm not okay when we're apart, but I pretend.
Frustrating day continues for Florida Memorial. Down 28.
Florida Memorial University would like to take a moment to express Cleveland's gratitude to the Memorial Sports Medicine Center for their continuous dedication at the heart of our commitment to excellence in sports medicine. The Memorial Sports Medicine Center has been dedicated and trusted partner of the official sports medicine providers for Florida Memorial University. Their expertise, passion, and unwavering support have played a pivotal role in keeping our athletes in top-notch condition, ensuring they perform at their very best. Thank you for all that you do for our athletes.
Kaylee Watson has had a phenomenal day. I mean, the completion percentage has been hit or miss, but, I mean, when you got 3 touchdowns in the air, all of them from over 50 yards, I mean, you'll take a small incompletion percentage. Almost like an Anthony Richardson stat line. The completion isn't there, but when it is there, it is big. Watson so far 8 of 18, 44% completion, 211 yards, 3 touchdowns. Touchback for FMU. Now how did the Lions answer back? They've been on a run as of late. Change of possession coming here. I mean, can the Lions continue to pick up the pace, or is this going to look similar to the first half where St. Thomas took command? Not a lot of time left on the clock. 6:09 on the board. There we go. Buggs. He's going to step back. Fires. Intended for David Studstill, but incomplete. Second down. David Buggs so far, 8 of 25, 32%. 2 interceptions and sacked. Not the day that David Buggs was hoping for under center for FMU. He'll look for some redemption against Warner.
Second down, 10.
Next week.
Lions.
So 4 carries for 1 yard. Fires. Looks like that's to Hawley. Good job by Jalen Hawley. Able to get a couple yards after the catch, but also a good dart by Buggs. See, David Buggs, like, it's kind of a mixed bag. A lot of incompletion, but he's just able to fire it. And when he sees the field, he's able to get a couple really good throws in there. There's just way too many mistakes right now from Buggs, who's thrown 1 touchdown to 5 interceptions in the last 2 games. Buggs, he fires over the middle for Studstill, but Studstill immediately stopped. The 49-yard line is going to bring up second down for FMU. Loss of 1 yard. Clock continues to go down. 5:15 and counting. Time running out for Florida Memorial. St. Thomas looking to cruise to a 4th straight win in the Battle of Miami Gardens. Buggs looking. Being met with pressure. He's just going to throw it away. You got William Triplett making them catches all right. Hopefully the refs don't count him as an ineligible receiver. So 3rd and 11 coming up for Florida Memorial. 49-yard line. They need something. They need to move these chains. They've shown they can do it in the second half. Can they do it again? The pressure is on. Under 5 minutes to go. Bugs steps back, looking, pressure, sacked. Back to the 43-yard line. David Bugs, nowhere to go. All he saw was a sea of Bobcats as he is brought down by the Bobcats defense. Oliver Robbins, he's going to punt this away for FMU. St. Thomas, catch. Nice little run so far for the Bobcats. Is number 0 for St. Thomas. Demarion Mitchell with the return. Less than 4 minutes to go in the Battle of Miami Gardens. St. Thomas has shown why they're a top 10 team in the nation. Hand it off to Farmer. Octavius Farmer with the carry. Second down for St. Thomas.
Second down, Bobcats.
Gain of 6 on the carry for Octavius Farmer. Going to throw it deep, overthrown, incomplete.
Passes incomplete.
Intended for number 2, Kalitri Zhao. Already had a couple receptions in this game, including the touchdown. This puts St. Thomas up 14-0 over FMU. 3rd and 4 coming up. Next time you'll see St. Thomas, it'll be a battle of 2 top 10 teams as they will host the number 1 team in the nation, Kaiser University. As he's going to throw it deep, and just as we were talking about, here is a reception for St. Thomas by number 10. Just shy of the touchdown, but a great job by Gino Lubin. Got everyone off guard, even here in the booth, as Lubin, I was talking about St. Thomas's next match, and Lubin is like, hold on, we're not done yet. 1st and 10 for St. Thomas, a huge play by the wide receiver for the Bobcats. $57 yards, they're gonna hand it off to Farmer. Farmer's going to be just shy of the end zone. It's going to be 2nd down for St. Thomas. They're on the 8-yard line. St. Thomas trying to put the final nail in the coffin of Florida Memorial. The most points they've scored on the Lions was 38. Got to go back to 2 years ago in the last home tilt that FMU hosted St. Thomas. Bobcats trying to break into the 40s. It'll be the 2nd game in a row that the Lions have surrendered 40 points if St. Thomas scores. So timeout is called. Let's go over the history between Florida Memorial and St. Thomas again. Again, the last home tilt between FMU and St. Thomas was a 38-7 win for STU. Last game last year on October 7th, STU won 31-17. St. Thomas looking for their most dominant win against Florida Memorial in the Battle of Miami Gardens history and looking to go 4 in a row and undefeated against the Lions on the football side. There you see the St. Thomas football team, number 8 in the nation. 2 top 10 teams in the of the NAIA in the Sun Conference. The other being the number 1 team in the country, that being the Kaiser Seahawks. Not an easy conference for football, really for any sport. The Sun Conference, widely considered the best conference in the NAIA. I mean, you're seeing it right here. You got an offense like FMU, which can score, and St. Thomas, it's making them look like chopped liver. Watson is going to hand it off to Farmer. Farmer in the end zone for the touchdown. Rontavious Farmer punches it in for another touchdown for St. Thomas. Now on top, 44-10 with under 2 minutes to go. Rontavious Farmer showing why he is an all-American running back, one of the best in the Sun Conference. I mean, he and Walter Wilbon, that is just a battle that is going to be fun for. I mean, this is Walt's final year. He is a senior, so. I mean, this is a conference that is dominated by the run game. Again, 5.1 yards per carry can only get you 12th best among all Sun Conference running backs. Even 7.7 yards per carry can only get you 4th. Imagine that. This is a conference dominated by the run. When you got great backs like Rontavious Farmer, where you got backs like Walter Wilbon, George Young, even underrated backs like Marcus Barthel, just great running backs all around in this conference, and you've seen that in this game. Even Walter Wilbon, while he's having one of his more quiet afternoons, still punches it in for 6. Speaking of Walter Wilbon, let's see what he's done so far. 15 carries, 36 yards, 2.4 yards per carry. St. Thomas defense only allowed 86 yards per game on the ground. Really contained Walter Wilbon. Wilbon, who's already won 2 Player of the Weeks. Of course, won it in the season opener in the Big Cat Classic. And even despite the defeat to Cumberland in Lebanon, Tennessee, Wilbon still put up 178 yards on the ground in round 2, his second Sun Conference Player of the Week. Still has the 1 touchdown. Again, 9 touchdowns on the year for Walter Wilbon. Leads all conference players. If someone out there is smart enough to make a fantasy app for Sun Conference players, I think it's fair to say Walter Wilbon will be the undisputed first overall pick in terms of Sun Conference drafts. I know it's been a struggle today for Florida Memorial, especially on the just all around, but there is still a couple shout outs to make. In terms of the tackles, shout out to guys like Ja'Kai Linwood, Joshua Mims, Kareem Roberts, Jamal Covington, all with 4 tackles each for the Lions. Of course, we already mentioned Walter Wilbon as well, but even in terms of the receptions, David Studstill with 4, Christian Ederson with 3, Ivan Thomas with 2 big receptions to help FMU move the chains. Leader in tackles in total in this game, you got Vincent Burse with 6 for St. Thomas.
First and 10, Lions.
Octavian Form, 65 yards today. Walter Wilbon, only 36 so far. And off, fakes it, looking, has a man's going to move the chains. Florida Memorial, Christian Edgerson nearly took off to the house, but still gets a big first down for FMU. First and 10 at the 31-yard line for Florida Memorial. The Lions trying to end this game on a high note. Less than a minute to go and counting for FMU.
Christian Edgerson with the reception. First and 10, Lions.
Edgerson with his fourth catch of the day. Ty Studstill for most among all Lions. You're going to fake it. Bugs throwing, fires, going into the end zone, and it is Edgerson himself with the touchdown. Christian Edgerson with the touchdown, his first here at Betty T. Ferguson Stadium.
Edgerson with the touchdown. Puts Bucks on the board for the Lions.
What a job by Christian Edgerson. He has been phenomenal. Like, you give him the rock, he makes things happen for FMU. Edgerson, 5 catches, 157 yards, 1 touchdown. Remember, he does lead Florida Memorial in yards per catch with over 25 yards per catch on the season. Third among all Sun Conference players coming into today. You got to imagine that number is going to increase after an incredible performance. 5 catches, averaging 31 yards per catch with a long of 44.
Thomas University 45, Florida Memorial 17.
30 seconds to go in the Battle of Miami Gardens, with the Lions at least trying to end on a good note. Again, able to end on the touchdown. Assuming the Bobcats don't score and put 50 on FMU. There you see the FMU sideline. Mentioned him earlier, Justin Mack, number 57. Just walked off the screen. All-conference selection. And again, a bunch of shout-outs to guys on this FMU team. Like we mentioned before, Ja'Kai Linwood, Kareem Roberts, Walter Wilbon. Of course, you just got Christian Edgerson with the big-time touchdown. It's not the result the Lions were looking for, but they got some work to do. They face the rest of the Sun Conference, as next week they'll travel to Warner, Lake Wells, Florida, to take on the Royals at Ty Athletic Field. Saturday night football action at 6 p.m. That'll be on the Sun Digital Network. Meanwhile, St. Thomas, they will take on Kaiser University, the number 1 team in the nation. 2 top 10 teams battling it out. Of course, Kaiser won the Sun Conference last year. St. Thomas and the national championship. St. Thomas finished second in the Sun Conference and also went to nationals. For the Orange Bowl President's Day, again, Auto Nation Field, that will be also on the Sun Digital Network. What a battle of Miami Gardens. FMU did outscore St. Thomas 17-7 here in this second half, but it just wasn't enough. A disastrous first half that the Lions are going to want to forget. Maybe they'll blame the rain, but really the only thing that they can do is go back to the drawing board. First and 10 for St. Thomas, but you can imagine they're just going to kneel this one out. 29 seconds left. So yeah, they're going to kneel it. And that'll do it. St. Thomas wins their fourth straight Battle of Miami Gardens, 45-17 over Florida Memorial. The Bobcats remain undefeated, 3-0, and drop FMU to 1-2-1 on the season. You got to imagine if FMU, they had a better first half, this would have been a lot closer. But, and again, backup quarterback, a lot of things going against the Lions. It was always going to be a tough match against the number 8 team in the nation. But, again, all the Lions can do is just go back to the drawing board and see what'll work. They got a good matchup against Warner, who they dropped 72 against and only allowed 19 against last year. So, not to underestimate the Royals, but in the eyes of the Lions, probably a good get-right game. So that'll do it for us here on HBCU Plus and the Sun Digital Network. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Drive safe and have a good one. Bye, guys.
Urban Edge Network is the premier media platform bringing the rich culture of historically black colleges and universities into the mainstream.
Let's go! The head of the pack, back on top.
HBCU Plus is the #1 streaming platform for HBCUs with over 200 live games and is available on over 300 million devices. Urban Edge Network has invested over $6 million in HBCU infrastructure improvements, with additional monetization opportunities slated for 2024. UEN is charting new territory by representing the first ever HBCU gymnastics program and broadcasting exclusive live streaming of HBCU women's sports.
Everyone in on the action now, and a beautiful finish.
UEN's diversified portfolio helps brands connect authentically with diverse audiences across the HBCU landscape and build lifelong relationships with millions of viewers loyal to the HBCU culture.